Hi everyone. Today I wanted to explain a bit about. Actually, I've been thinking how should I explain this concept for a very long time, and I was having a discussion with my husband yesterday, and he mentioned something around setting up a baseline, and that was a keyword that actually caught me to explain what I'm going to say now. The biggest mistake I have done in my past relationships, call it personal, like within friends and family, and in general, like even at work, colleagues, etc. I always responded based on two things. One is how I should respond. There's like a template in my head how I have seen my mom behave with my uncles or like my relatives, or how I should be a good friend, how I should be a good wife, for example, or I always reciprocated what the other person feels for me. I never questioned how I feel about the other person. Now, when the other person makes me important of their life, I used to reciprocate the same. I never sat back and analyzed how I actually feel towards it. I believe the reason is because I was scared that I will lose relationships if I do it, or I have to give how much I am receiving. Honestly, these are blunders. Don't do it, because I have now seen relationships that stayed where I don't necessarily give back what the other person is sending towards me. The affection, the love, the importance. I don't necessarily reciprocate. I am not forced to do the same. I am now thinking how I feel towards the other person. Be grateful for what you're receiving, but then also explain what you feel towards the other person. That's when you're being authentic, and true connection forms. True connection doesn't form when give and take are equal. True connection forms when we truly show how we feel towards the other person. Now, this concept cannot be explained well if I didn't hear this word called having a baseline in relationships. Now, look at probably all the relationships. I did that as well. Now, we always need to set up a baseline expectation. Anything above or below that baseline calls for reassessment of that baseline in relationships. This is a game changer, guys. Honestly, this makes life and relationships so much better. And the second point I would try to have is the baseline should be based on purely your feelings, and it is your job to protect your feelings and your self-respect and your self-worth. So, if for whatever reason in relationship you have been hurt, or you were disappointed, take risk and change the baseline. It is so important, because when I started doing this, I started saying my feelings are important. It's okay if I lose that relationship. I need to protect myself. What started happening, strangely, is self-trust grew. I started trusting myself again, because I had this feeling where there was this child in me that actually told me, I never trusted you because you never listened to me. And now that child says, I trust you because actually you are prioritizing me rather than prioritizing this other person who is actually hurting me, you know, and you're not listening. So now that you're listening to me, I will trust you. So what happens when you do this? Assessing the baseline, re-establishing the baselines, few and far between, really helps with a lot of self-esteem and self-trust. Frankly,